This is WWP Weekly Wrestling Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Weekly Wrestling Podcast. It's always a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to be sitting beside the War Machine, the Man Beast, the former ECW World Champion. Rhino, what's going on, man?
Nothing, man. Just happy to be here, and what an introduction. And thank you for having me, man.
Hey, anytime, man. It's always a pleasure to have you by my side. Let's talk a little bit about your match here tonight at Destiny World Wrestling. You took on Mike Rollins and Cody Deaner.
You know, whenever you step in the ring with one of those guys in a singles match, it's very difficult. But when you make it a three-way dance, you know, and you're facing both of them guys at the same time, and they partnered up, it can get very dangerous, and it did. They're some of the top athletes out in the world of wrestling today, and you know, and the thing that makes them so dangerous is not only their youth but their experience, you know, and for being young, they have a lot of experience, and they come from a great background, you know, the Toronto independent scene, and they've traveled all over the world too. So right here in the Toronto area and Ontario, you can get so much experience. You could get worldly experience just in Ontario alone, but they've also traveled the world, so they've got everything going for them. You know, so, you know, thank God I had my experience too, and I was able to make it out of the ring and survive.
Let's talk a little bit about the gore. Where are the origins of the gore? And just explain to the listeners the rush that you get hitting that move.
You know, it's insane because I cut people in half, you know. I played football for 8 years.
Really?
Yeah. You know, Little League and through middle school and high school.
Was that ever an option going in, or was it always pro wrestling?
You know what? I wrestled too, amateur. Wow. Yeah. So I, thank you very much. So wrestling amateur, I kind of felt my love for football. I always had that love for football, but probably my sophomore year of high school, I started really investing more passion towards wrestling, you know, and I had an equal amount of passion up until like my sophomore year, and then it was just everything wrestling. I always loved professional wrestling too, so after my love for wrestling outweighed football, I gravitated, you know, everything towards wrestling, and then my senior year of high school, I started thinking about professional wrestling, and then after high school, probably about a year after high school, I started training.
The man of many nicknames. Let's talk a little bit about those nicknames. The War Machine, the Man Beast. Where do those come from?
You know what? It's the Man Beast came from Paul Heyman in ECW. Rhino came from, it was in the GI Forum in Detroit. Like, I think it was a combination of both, like Edge, Christian, D'Lo, like I think Reckless Youth too. Great talent too. The lights were out in the building, and then I think D'Lo was the one that came up to me and said something. I know Reckless Youth was part of it, and Edge and Christian, and so it's one of those things where whoever it was, actually, you know, I thank them, but when I went to WWE, they wanted to change my name, and then they wanted to dye my hair blonde, and thank God Edge and Christian were there, because I remember Edge coming up to me and telling me some of the names that they had for me. Mary was one of them. Juggernaut was one of them. Yeah, and then Adam really pushed to keep me their friend, and you know, and if it wasn't for like their guidance, you know, I could be sitting here as Mary right now. So.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You're almost a hired mercenary for Ring of Honor.
Oh, yeah.
For Ring of Honor TNA. Is that like a played out thing for you at this point?
You know what? Not really, because it's a good way to turn me heel. You know, just let me go out in the ring and do my thing. I really enjoyed working with EC3 and TNA.
That was good stuff, man.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun because I went out there and I just I kind of act a little goofy, but my facials, everybody was popping for that.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, and it's one of those things as a heel, you just go out there and you're like, you hit someone from behind and, I didn't do that, when everybody's seen you do it. So it's one of those things where you can deny it and it's like everybody's seen you do it, but you believe in yourself that you didn't do it, So I really enjoyed that part.
Thoughts on the future of the WWE product right now?
You know what?
Please take your time, man. After a hard-fought contest, you deserve it more than anybody.
I needed that. Take two. You know what? I hear a lot of good things about NXT. I haven't been able to keep up on it because I stay pretty busy wrestling and traveling, and I do a lot of driving. I enjoy driving. I enjoy traveling. I enjoy being on the road. I was built for the road. Some guys, it's one of those, one of the parts of wrestling that they don't really like. I like driving because you get me.
I love it.
Yeah. And that's when you can think, okay, what did we do tonight? What got over? That match was great, and this and that. And you really learn.
It's really like a thought process.
Yeah, very much. And, even Vince McMahon in a meeting, this is like 10 years ago, that's where you really learn the business because you travel with guys, you talk about the product, you talk about what got over, think about what can get over, and stuff like that. And, it's just you can get wrapped up into your thoughts, So and some people don't like to drive, some people don't like to travel, some people, But I enjoy getting on the road and meeting different people, meeting the fans and stuff like that. Like last night, I got 2 hours of sleep in the car. So, but so I'm here, did the show, and now I'm trying to form a sentence with you.
Very dedication is unbelievable on that one, man. Let's talk a little bit about the future and the future of Rhino. Where are you looking to go from here, man?
Well, actually, let's finish the other thing. We'll get back to me. Trust me, I like to talk about myself. No, WWE. I hear, a lot. They set the bar. I think TNA has a great product too. I think they keep on dialing it in.
Destination America stuff is awesome.
Yeah. So and it's good because even though wrestling is wrestling or entertainment, whatever you want to call it, it's the same, but it can be packaged different. And I think TNA packages it different. And TNA's grown over the years, and I like to because I spent 7 years of my life there, and. I had really good matches with like Abyss and some memorable stuff, and AJ and the scaffold matches and stuff. So like I don't want to say I built it because nobody can say it's a team effort. I was there for 7 years and I was part of some very special stuff. Just like in WWE, I was part of some special stuff with Edge and Christian, and and
don't forget Ring of Honor.
Yeah, and then I was with ECW before that, and I was with Ring of Honor for 2 years, and I was really fortunate to work with Truth Martini, House of Truth. I was fortunate enough to work with the Embassy, work with Cornette again. Jim Cornette, he's so passionate about wrestling. Hunter, I was very blessed to work with him. So everybody there in Ring of Honor is just, and the young, hungry talent, and even in WWE, even though I need to catch up on the product and follow the product because you need to see what's getting over or what can get over or make suggestions to the younger group of guys to get over, because if you help someone get over, it draws money and then that money trickles down. So you always want people to succeed, because you need to leave a business for the younger generation, because the generation before myself and other talent, they left, a business for us, and on their hard work, and their back-breaking work left a better business. So it's up to us to leave a better business for the next generation, and so on and so forth. So
that's correct.
That way I could be an agent and,
Is that what you want to do in the future, man?
You know what? I enjoy politics. Don't get me started. We'll be here all night. I have a passion for it. I have a passion for wrestling. I like to promote little local charity shows around.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
And it helps out, because you get involved with the community. You learn the promotional, you learn marketing. And I did a lot of marketing with the gyms before wrestling took off for me. So it's getting back to that. It's meeting local businesses, getting sponsorship, and then you deal with the communities and stuff like that. I'm very involved in, and it's fun, and if I ever run for something, I'm just honing my skills, and if I don't, it's, I'm a better person for the community, so.
Correct, man. We're going to see you up here in the Toronto area anytime soon?
Yeah, I think there's a Comic-Con or something like that in, April 4th or something.
I believe it's Niagara Falls?
Yeah, maybe Niagara Falls. I have to look at my schedule. I'm just, like I said, I'm scatterbrained. I only a few hours.
Hey, you just got hit in the head a few times.
Yeah, that's fine. Lack of sleep, that'll wipe me out. But and then I'm up here on I think March 28th or something like that, or 23rd, something along those lines. I have to look at my schedule. I'm old school.
We'll be sure to get it up for you, man.
Yeah, for sure. I write everything down in a book at home because I've had my phone go out on me before and I couldn't retrieve stuff. So, plus I don't know how to save it for backup and all that stuff. So, a phone, I use the GPS, text, get my emails, and that's it.
Technology, man.
Yeah, I don't need to use the whole thing. I got a smartphone. It's like, all this stuff is useless for me.
And I'm sure you don't need us to shill your plugs, man, but we're going to give you the platform. Anything you want to throw out there, man, feel free to do it.
Just keep on supporting local independent wrestling. Keep on supporting, TNA, WWE, NXT. The WWE Network, I think, is something awesome because you can go out there and you can look up anybody and anything. And the great thing about that is you can, the guys that grew up watching ECW, they have kids now that are getting into wrestling. And, there's nothing better than sitting down with your kid and going, this is what I watched. And with the network, you can just look it up, punch in something, and there it is. And, the price is, you can't beat the price, so.
What's that price?
I think it's $9.99.
There it is.
There you go, $9.99. So if I didn't know, I'd ask Hulk Hogan, right?
Right.
See, I do follow the product a little bit. But in TNA wrestling, I think it's good, hard-hitting action. Ring of Honor is very solid wrestling. The Briscoe brothers, probably my favorite tag team out there, man.
Couldn't agree more.
Them guys are money, man. The vignettes and pros, just Google them. Did you ever see the one where they did the weather?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. I saw them do the local news. That was awesome.
I watched that probably about 10 times, so. But anyways, yeah, so it's just, it's in the local independent wrestling scene here in Toronto's great. They've got a great product here, great arena, clean, something you can bring your family to, so, it's just support your local wrestlers and just enjoy the product.
It's been an honor and a pleasure to sit down with you once again, man. Thank you very much, man.